Selena Gomez is coming out with a new album, and while I generally make it a rule to dislike whatever she puts out because of some past conflicts with her record label in my YouTube videos, the lyrics of her new song, Lose You to Love Me, actually weren't half bad. Even if they're probably about Justin Bieber, and this could all quickly descend into celebrity gossip. Let me explain. Hey fellow lyricorns, I'm Clifford Stummy, the pop song professor, and welcome to my channel where we explain, create, and sometimes roast song lyrics. And today we're talking about Lose You to Love Me by Selena Gomez. Now I will admit that this is a song by committee. We've got 5 songwriters on it, but Selena Gomez is in it, and we've actually heard reports that she had a pretty strong hand in writing the song, which always seems like a good sign to me. And apparently one of the people that she worked with was Phineas, Billie Eilish's brother, who's helped produce all of her music. Well, isn't that cool? This song is an important one to understand the meaning of because I think it marks a possible turning point in the type of music that Selena Gomez produces. Back when people were talking about how these Disney pop starlets like Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez, and whoever else were all like coming out of working for Disney, they were doing their own music, you know, the whole Hannah Montana to Miley Cyrus thing. They did 1 or 2 albums that was super cool and fun and happy and everybody liked it. And then they drop a 3rd album out of nowhere that was like hugely sexual and felt like a giant middle finger telling the world, I can be an adult. Well, Selena Gomez is now 27 years old, doesn't really have anything left to prove. She's gone through some very intense surgery. She has lost a boyfriend, I think for the 2nd time. She's been through some stuff, she's older and wiser, and this song feels like a more mature approach than I've heard from almost any of her songs ever. I think we kind of already saw this with the music from Justin Timberlake on his most recent album where it was very like family oriented. We haven't quite seen this turn in maturity from Ariana Grande yet, but I'm wondering if, you know, Selena Gomez is kind of foreshadowing this turn not towards purposeful pop necessarily, but towards like pop written for adults and not 12-year-olds. Nothing against you 12-year-olds, I love you dearly. And chances are that if you're the kind of 12-year-old who's watching this channel, you're not part of the 12-year-olds we're talking about. But I'll let you guys judge the lyrics for yourselves. But before we talk about that, let me tell you a little bit about my Patreon. For those of you who are music lovers, we have great conversations over on my Patreon about music and the songs we like, suggesting new songs to each other. We've got over 100 hidden song explanations that I've done in the past that are just there for my patrons, and you can request more song explanations for me to do over there. There's a behind the scenes podcast, music recommendations from me, and so much more. It's essentially a $360 value for 17 cents a day, so at least go check it out. Link is in the description. That being said, let's jump into these lyrics. Lose You to Love Me by Selena Gomez starts off, verse 1, you promised the world and I fell for it. I put you first and you adored it. Set fires to my forest and you let it burn. Very relevant with the state of the Amazon rainforest. I don't know if that's a reference, but it does feel kind of topical. Sang off key in my chorus cause it wasn't yours. That's about the meanest thing a singer can do, I'm assuming. I saw the signs and I ignored it. Rose-colored glasses, all distorted. Set fire to my purpose. A lot of stuff is getting burnt up. And I let it burn. She let her purpose burn. Interesting. Okay. You got off on the hurtin' when it wasn't yours. Yeah. Really what we can get from this is it sounds like a relationship with another singer went bad. And Selena's particularly accusing this person of deriving joy from her suffering. And then she talks about how she let her own purpose burn as if though she just didn't have the strength to fight back and to say, no, I have to stand up for myself. We get into the pre-chorus. We'd always go into it blindly. That's, you know, sounds like young love to me. I needed to lose you to find me. This dance, it was killing me softly. I needed to hate you to love me. The killing me softly is a reference to a lot of other songs that have mentioned that line. And it's actually like, we could do a whole video unpacking just what that phrase means. But notice the progression here. I needed to lose you to find me. Okay, so I needed to get rid of you to figure out who I was again, to get that purpose back. And then I needed to hate you to love me. The chorus is basically just repeating the line, the title of the song over and over again in different variations. We get to verse 2. I gave my all and they all know it. Probably referring to fans or the public if this is, you know, a high profile celebrity relationship we're talking about, which it probably is based on some future lines. Then you tore me down and now it's showing. In 2 months you replaced us like it was easy. Made me think I deserved it in the thick of healing. And this is something that makes me really like the song because she starts to get pretty specific, and some people would be like, oh, this is like a diss track against a former boyfriend, essentially, you know, in a melodic style, not a rapping style. But when she makes the specific allusion to this person being an artist, and then making the specific statement about how it was 2 months before you replaced us, like that's some specific stuff. This artist, to an extent, has said, you know, it's not about being relatable to people and making a song that's so general and vague that anybody could sing it and mean it 100%. She's taking a risk as an artist and saying, you know what, I'm gonna put in some personal details from my life in there, and if people want to relate to it, they can sing around those lines, or they can sing along with the vibe of the song. And this is a big step forward for pop music. It's not something that nobody ever does, and artists like Taylor Swift do stuff like this all the time. But for someone who has written a lot of generic, boring, vague lyric pop songs in the past, this is really exciting. And the 2 months also seems to be a reference to the relationship with Justin Bieber, because it was 2-ish months after breaking up with Selena that he started going out with Hailey Baldwin. And that's the end of the unique lyrics in the song. The rest of it is repetitions and variations of stanzas that have come before. But yeah, I would say that I'm hopeful to see what comes next from Selena Gomez. And thanks to my patrons Mercier, Corinna, and Maria for letting me know that Selena Gomez had dropped the song. Speaking of Patreon people, those 3 patrons were talking about the song in the patron group. I decided to watch the video and give it a listen, and I was like, oh shoot, let's explain this. That could be you. You want to give me ideas for new songs to explain? Do you want to be part of the coolest community around? Do you want to help me have enough food to eat? Then you should check out my Patreon. Links down in the description. Go check that out, folks. Check out these videos right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.